Welcome back. It's our first day back in our new package. I hope you found everything in your plastic sack, and it has all your assignments. And this is your distance learning lesson for today. Happens to be Cinco de Mayo, but also letter F, free choice today. So we'll see if you have any free choices you can make today. Reading, I'm so excited to share this with you. Every Tuesday and Thursday, Mrs. Owens and I thought we'd shake things up a little bit. We always loved doing the Oregon Trail, and we thought we can still do it with you. So we're going to hit the Oregon Trail. There's going to be readings and activities to find out how we moved west as a country. So here we go, westward ho. Your first activity is to watch this video. It's an introductory video, and then there's a couple of pages also attached to this activity that we'd like you to read. And after you've read it, then click Add Response, and on the note, tell 3 things you learned today from the video or the reading, and please send them to me. I'm so excited to get started on this with you. In math today, we're moving on to Chapter 14, Lesson 8. I know Tuesdays we usually do Redbird, but we're going to do a lesson today, easy lesson on triangles. So how can you use what you know about angles to classify triangles? So let's take a look at this. Look at angle A. What do you think that is? Yeah, acute, isn't it? It's less than 90. How about C? Same thing, right? But how about B? We know with this box here in the corner that has to be a right angle. So we can use that information to give names to triangles now. So let's take a look. Does this triangle ABC have an obtuse angle in it? Nope. Okay, so let's move on to acute. An acute triangle has 3 acute angles. Well, ABC has 2, but not 3. So how would we label this triangle? A right triangle, because it has 1 right angle and it has perpendicular lines that form that right angle. And you're going to notice that all the triangles have 3 vertices. That's the plural for vertex. So we've got 3 vertices, and it has 3 line segments that connect those vertices, and they're given their names by the type of angles they have. So let's get started. It says to circle the acute triangles, place an X on the right triangles, and shade the obtuse triangles. Well, what do you think, guys? The green one? I think that is an acute. Circle it. How about this one, right? The blue one on the top row. That looks like it's kind of an obtuse angle right there, isn't it? So we're supposed to shade it in. Oh, goodness, Mrs. Wilson. This one looks like another acute. This looks like obtuse again, so I'll try to shade it in. This definitely is a right triangle, and so is this. It's so easy. They give us the corner. So let's see if we did okay. Yeah, we did. Good job. So now would you turn to page 919, and we'll get started with example 1. This sandwich is cut in half. Classify the triangle represented by the half sandwich as right, acute, or obtuse, and determine if any of the sides are perpendicular. So they've taken this sandwich and they have drawn a triangle, and you can see on the top right half. A right triangle has 1 right angle. How many right angles are here? I see 1, don't you? And the 2 sides that form it are perpendicular, aren't they? An acute triangle has 3 acute angles. How many acute angles are on this one? Well, I see 1, 2. Yeah. An obtuse triangle has 1 obtuse angle. Do you see any obtuse in there? I see only 2 acute and 1 right, so that would have to be 0. So the triangle has to be a right triangle. Okay, let's go on to page 920 and look at example 2. We got to classify this as right, acute, or obtuse and identify the vertices and line segments. So this triangle has, as I look at it, I'm seeing an obtuse triangle. So that must mean there's an obtuse angle in the obtuse triangle. There we go. And there are how many vertices? 1, 2, 3. And what are they? L, M, P. It doesn't matter what order you put them in. Then how many line segments connect this? I see 1, 2, 3 again. And the line segments are LM, and I should have had a line there, MP or PM, it doesn't matter what order, and PL with a line above it. All right, guys, go to page 920 to 921. I want you to stop the video, complete 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then start the video to correct. Okay, let's take a look at number 1. Classify it as obtuse because I see that obtuse angle. And there are 0 sides that are perpendicular. Looking at the number 2, I see only 3 acute angles, so that must mean it's an acute triangle. Number 3, I see 1 obtuse, so that tells me right away it's an obtuse triangle. And for number 4, I see this right here, and that tells me it's a right triangle. And I'm supposed to circle any of them that have perpendicular lines. Well, that's the only one, isn't it? So let's go on to page 921. Again, will you stop the video, do problems 5 through 9, then start the video and correct. Okay, let's take a look. Number 5 should be obtuse because of this 1 obtuse angle. Number 6 should be right because of the right angle. And it also should be circled because it has 2 perpendicular lines that form that right angle. And then number 7, I see all acute angles, so it has to be an acute triangle. For number 8, you're to draw 3 line segments that form a right triangle. So just make sure that it can be facing any way, but make sure it has this right angle in the corner of any of your angles of your triangle. Number 9, draw 3 line segments that form an obtuse. Here's an example of one. Just make sure you have at least 1 obtuse angle. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's look on page 922. Classify the triangle formed by Phoenix. Here's Phoenix, Yuma, and Grand Canyon. Well, when you connect them all with the line segments, you see that there's this big angle right there, which makes it an obtuse angle. Ved measured the angles of triangle as 25, 75, and 80. What do we know about all 3 of those angles, ladies and gentlemen? If it's less than 90 degrees, it has to be acute. So all of those are less than 90. So this has to be an acute triangle because all 3 angles are acute. So today you will do pages 923 to 924. Please do all the problems 1 through 9. And then take a picture of just those 2 pages. Send it to me on Seesaw, email, or in a text. Thank you. Journal today. Label it Tuesday, May 5th, and the topic that I'm giving you is how will you celebrate Cinco de Mayo today, or your choice. So here's Mrs. Wilson's example. I usually celebrate Cinco de Mayo by eating at my favorite place, Casa Zamora in Albert Lea, but they are closed, so I think I will go with my second choice, 1910 fresh. Then I will eat way too much really good food. For social studies today, Mrs. Owens would like you to do a 3-2-1 time for kids reading. You've done this in her class before. You're going to click on this link and go to Time for Kids, choose an article to read, and then you'll type the title of the article and do your 3-2-1. 3 things you learned, 2 things you found interesting, and 1 question you have. And then when you're finished, turn in your work. For Read Aloud, we're going to go on to Chapter 4 of Harry Potter. For today is Tuesday, so physical education, and I think Mr. Bamrick is talking about juggling, and if you don't have anything for juggling, go ahead and do your rock, paper, scissors, feet. Mrs. Hotchkiss says include for skills for success, draw a picture of something you want to do this summer. Remember, these are all may-do activities. So, have an awesome day, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you have any questions, that's where you can reach me at the bottom of the page. Have an absolutely awesome day.